Hey guys.
Hi Elon, my name is Daniela Guerra-Margaliot, and we're absolutely thrilled to have you joining us here today at the 9th International Samsung Smart Mobility Summit in Israel, a country that shares your spirit of relentless innovation.
Thank you for having me, and I would be there in person, but this is IPO, we've got to get the IPO, SpaceX IPO going pretty soon, I think. But I look forward to visiting Israel again. I'm happy to, answer any questions you may have, or...
I've got a few questions lined up for you.
Whatever would be interesting, yeah.
Perfect. So I'll start with the first one. Tesla has spent years developing the vision and technology for smart mobility. Now that you're moving from testing to actual deployment, what is the biggest challenge in scaling this technology to millions of users around the world?
So in terms of having self-driving be ubiquitous, I think we're making steady progress. The Tesla full self-driving software, which is really just AI and cameras. We don't use radars or LiDAR or anything like that. It's really trying to drive the car in the same way that a human drives the car, which is human drives the car primarily with vision and with a biological neural net. That we take the same approach with our vehicles, which is a digital neural net and cameras. And I expect this approach to ultimately be at least an order of magnitude safer than humans driving. I'm not sure I'm not sure if we have approval for this in Israel. I think we may have. We'll get it soon, hopefully, and you'll be able to experience it for yourself. But it is quite magical because the car feels like it is sentient. It actually feels like it's alive, and you can actually, as we improve the software, you can feel the sentience growing in the car. It feels alive, and I think we already have some vehicles operating with no people inside and no safety monitors in 3 cities in Texas, and probably will be widespread in the U.S. By the end of this year, and hopefully in Israel too.
Thank you. We look forward to that.
The world's going to have a lot of robots in the future. What Tesla makes is effectively 4-wheeled robots right now. And in the future, we'll also be having humanoid robots. You're seeing a lot of startups with humanoid robots. And my prediction is that there will be far more robots, like intelligent robots in the world than there will be people. And I think this is most likely to be a good thing. We always want to be a little paranoid or certainly not complacent about the safety of robots. But I think it will usher in an age of not universal basic income, but universal high income.
Right. Thank you. I think we have one of your robots out here in the exhibition, so that's also a lot of fun for everybody here. I'll go and take a look. Yeah.
Optimus subprime.
Exactly. When you think about, let's say, the most exciting development or breakthrough that you're working on right now, what do you think would be the one that people aren't talking about enough?
Well, I guess people are mostly aware of the rockets that SpaceX does. There's the Starship rocket, which we are now in version 3 of, will, I think, achieve full and rapid reusability. This is the fundamental breakthrough necessary to make life multiplanetary, to extend consciousness beyond Earth, and have self-sustaining cities, self-growing cities on the Moon, Mars, and elsewhere in the solar system. So this is really quite a profound breakthrough, and we might succeed in doing that this year. The critical factor being full and rapid reuse of all parts of the rocket. That's a much bigger deal than people would realize. When that technology is developed, that'll be a fork in the road of human history, where we can become a spacefaring civilization, multi-planet species, and I think that's an incredibly exciting thing. perhaps to some degree, there's also not that many people are aware of Neuralink, which is creating a cybernetic interface to AI from your brain. And it has enabled people who have completely lost their brain-body connection to speak again and to use their computer and their phone. And we believe it will enable people to walk again because you can take the signals from the brain, from the motor cortex, and if somebody has, say, a severe spinal injury, you can transmit those signals to a second neural implant and reanimate the body so that people can use their limbs and we think at some point live a normal life by effectively bridging the signals from the brain to past the point in the spine where the damage has occurred. These are pretty wild things that are possible. And then later this year, we expect to do our first implant for what we call blind sight, where even if somebody has lost both eyes or lost the optic nerve, or perhaps has not even been able to see, has never seen, even if they were blind at birth, it will give them initially limited vision, but I think over time, very precise vision, perhaps superhuman vision. So, you know, restoring control of people who are tetraplegics and restoring sight, I think, are pretty big deals. You know, they're sort of what you might call like sort of Jesus level sort of technologies. You know.
Miracles.
Miracles, yes, exactly. I mean, miracles of science. Yeah.
Great, thank you. I have another question about the automotive world. If I bring you back to smart mobility, when you look past the immediate rollouts of FSD, which you mentioned, and the cybercab, what does the ultimate end game for smart mobility look like in 10 or 20 years from now? I mean, what is the grand vision that still keeps you up at night when we talk about mobility?
Well, at this point, the path to cars driving an order of magnitude safer than humans is very clear. I think it's not really a question mark. So I'm not sure this keeps me up at night because I see the path is just so obviously there. And I think if you say 5 years from now, or certainly 10 years from now, my guess is, if you say like 10 years from now, probably 90% of all distance driven will be driven by the AI in a self-driving car. So overwhelmingly, it'll be quite a niche thing in 10 years to actually be driving your own car. The car will drive you. I think there will also be humanoid robots that are pretty much everywhere. And I think it'll be pretty cool. I mean, because like, who wouldn't want their own personal C-3PO, R2-D2, but even better than that. And I think everyone's going to want one, maybe two.
A Terminator.
Well, yeah, hopefully not, you know. But we should always be concerned about such a thing. Because, Terminator is one of the possible outcomes. I think it's an unlikely one, but it's not impossible, and so we should always be careful to make sure the robots are safe. But this is why I actually think we are headed to a future of amazing abundance. Because you can think of like the output of the economy as productivity per capita times the population. And if the robots are extremely productive, and you have a lot of them, you're effectively going to have an economy that will be maybe 10 or even 100 times bigger than what it is today. And that's why I think it's going to be a future of universal high income, where pretty much anyone can have whatever they want. I mean, there are larger questions of meaning. So how do we derive meaning in a world where AI and robots can do anything better than we can do? Because that is probably where we're headed. But I think people will still find ways to have meaning. and sometimes I wonder also, it's like, what is the future? I always like asking this question: what is the future that you want? Like, well, what do you think the future is? What's the best future you can possibly imagine? And a lot of people are often, they're like a little surprised by that question, because it's like, well, let's say there was, you know, let's say, you know, you're praying to God and you ask for this, for a given future. What future do you want God to give you? And probably a future where there's amazing abundance for all, where everybody has incredible medical care, and we have this, you know, and in fact, where say anything can be cured, where people, no one is hungry, and people are free to do what they would like. I think that's probably the best future.
And peace and love.
Well, yeah. I mean, always worry about, like, if you wish for something, does it actually become some dystopian version of that? You know, you sort of, but certainly love. I mean, I think we want a future with love. That seems like a no-brainer. Peace is an interesting one because, you know, sometimes the price for complete peace may be too high, because the complete peace may require too much suppression of the people. So perhaps there is peace to some degree, but not completely. Ideally, there's not like a large-scale war, of course. But you know, like, you have to think about these questions kind of deeply. Do you want a world where there's no conflict? But how do you achieve a world of no conflict at all, without some form of suppression? So my guess is probably people would want a future with some conflict, not total peace, but nothing, not a serious war, perhaps. But these are interesting philosophical questions.
I
what future would you like?
No, totally. I'm going to bring you back to us, to Israel here, just for a second. Do you have a message to the Israeli innovators here in the crowd?
Well, I have to say, you know, I'm a huge admirer of the innovation coming out of Israel. Honestly, I think objectively true that Israel punches far above its weight for population. I think probably number one, honestly, in the world, in terms of, you know. So you know, my hat is off to Israel for just how much incredible innovation. I say innovation per capita, Israel must be number one by far in the world.
Thank you. Before you go, I would like to invite Israel's Minister of Transport and Road Safety, Brigadier General Miri Regev, to join our conversation. Minister Regev has been a driving force behind Israel's massive investment in transportation infrastructure and safety, while making sure that innovation is front and center at the core of Israel's transport policy. Please welcome Minister Regev to the stage.
Thanks, Daniela. Shalom lekulam. Thanks, Elon. You are great. We love you. Go to sleep. I see that you are tired. Thank you for joining us.
It's like 2:30 in the morning here in Austin, Texas. But it was a thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Elon. Thank you.